To get the fashion and attitude right, Carolyn Kuhn was brought in as a punk rock expert.
I wanted Caroline very much to become what I suppose is the technical advisor on the movie, to be the person who came up with the look.
The kids were really fascinating. I loved how they ended up looking.
Part of the look of the film was the hundreds of extras. B-movie queen Debbie Rochon was homeless and 12 years old when she auditioned for the casting director.
It's been a long time since I've been able to kill something.
She said, will you dye your hair? Very extreme, and I said, absolutely. I'm not doing anything else right now.
Working with teenage girls is like working with teenage girls. Then you take those girls and you throw them in with an English punk band, and we all stay in the same hotel. It was wild. We should have filmed it.
The Sex Pistols were big time back then. A load of kids invaded the hotel, and we was right up on the 19th floor and stuff, and they were going crazy downstairs, and we actually started lobbing bottles at them from the 20th floor, you know. It's like, I don't know what they wanted, whether they wanted us to be friendly or to kill us.
There was more sex and drugs going on when the camera wasn't rolling than what was for the movie, you know what I mean?
I saw The Dawn a lot, you know. It's stuff you can only do when you're that age.
While everyone else was having fun, Nancy Dowd, who'd won an Oscar at this point, was fighting with the director and dealing with sexual harassment from the crew.
So I had to stand very close to the operator to get the eye line correct. He went to turn the knob on the camera, and as a joke, he turned my breast. I remember thinking, this is the most humiliating moment of my life.
The incident only added to Nancy's feelings of being unwanted on the shoot. She ended up leaving the set early and taking her name off the film. After wrapping the film, Lou Adler returned to Malibu to edit. Hopes for the movie were high.
I figured it was going to be a classic. I just figured, oh, well, this is it. I'm going to be an actor now. I don't have to worry about getting a new record deal. You know, they're going to be knocking on my door.
I thought it was really going to be good because Nancy wrote it and all these wonderful actors were involved.
I thought when the movie was done that it was going to be a really big, major motion picture in all the theaters, and, you know, I would be seen by trillions of people all over the world.
Despite the high hopes, Lou Adler struggled with editing the film for over a year. At one point, he even shot a new ending where the Stains make it big, looking surprisingly like the Go-Go's. As the editing dragged on, doubts grew.
I was calling him all the time. Well, there's a little problem, and we're going to have to re-edit, and blah, blah, blah. And I kept starting to think, oh, man, this sounds like rock and roll to me. You know, the tour's been postponed.
Finally, ladies and gentlemen, The Fabulous Stains was done. Paramount previewed the film in Denver. The audience response cards were bad.
It was a tough film to find the right film to preview with it, and I don't think we had the audience. I guess every director says that if we have a bad preview. So we were pretty much dead at Paramount.
Maybe at the time, it might have been a bit corny. Just for the time, you know, after the Pistols and the punk thing was kind of dying out, it might have been a stupid time.
After the film bombed at a handful of art houses in 1984, it was shelved. After that, it was only shown a few times on late-night cable.
One night in the mid-'80s, I sort of rolled in from a party. I turn on the TV as I come in and, you know, feeling no pain, I look at the TV set and I think, gee, this looks kind of familiar. You know, and like, wait a minute, have I seen this movie before? What is this? And I wrote it.
I've never seen the whole film. Never seen it.
I think about 10 years ago I saw it. Someone had a copy of it. A copy of a copy.
A fan sent me a copy that they taped off of TV. So that's still the only copy I have.
But despite its limited screenings and no video release, The Stains somehow, after almost 20 years, managed to find its audience.
It's the most important film ever made. It has everything in it. It's got, you know, the take on the music industry, and then, you know, feminism, and and just crazy rock and roll, and some Jamaican guy with a thick accent. You can't really understand what he's saying, but he's so genius. It's hilarious, but it's serious, and it's so important. I can't stress how important the movie is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fabulous Haynes.
In 1998, the film had its first official screening in 15 years, to a packed house at the Chicago Underground Film Festival. A large part of the film's cult audience is musicians. Pat Smear of The Germs and Nirvana wanted to re-record the soundtrack. Toby Vale of Bikini Kill has said, "It is the most realistic and profound film I have ever seen." Inspired by this new generation of fans, after 18 years, Paramount is finally releasing this film on video.
I would never have thought it. I thought this had gone to, die in the Paramount vaults. The fact that this film, unreleased, about this underground girl band, then somehow, in its unreleased state, inspired girl bands. It's great. It's great. So this little band did live on in some weird way.